Ever feel like you're carrying the whole warehouse on your back? That was my dad. 15 years managing inventory. And lately, it's been eating him alive. One wrong number in the stock count. One pallet in the wrong aisle. Boom. Shipments delayed. Customers ticked off. The boss breathing down his neck. The kicker. Most of it wasn't even his fault. An overworked crew making counting errors. Rush orders throwing everything off. The system lagging behind reality. It kept him up at night, tossing and turning, heart racing, playing the what-if game until sunrise. But here's the twist. He found a way to shut that noise down. 7 simple, no BS steps that brought him peace and control back. Stick around if you've ever felt like you're one mistake away from disaster. This might just save your sanity. And hey, hit subscribe to The Truth MD. We talk about the stuff that really matters. You know what turned my dad's stress around? He put his worries on the clock. Sounds strange, right? But here's exactly what he did, and you can copy it tonight. Step 1. Pick a time. Dad chose 7:30 p.m., right after dinner. Step 2. Grab a notebook. Sit somewhere quiet. No TV, no phone. Step 3. Dump it all out. For 20 minutes. Write down every single thing bugging you shipments. Bills. What ifs. Whatever. No filter. Step 4. Sort it. 2 columns. Stuff I can fix. Stuff I can't fix right now. Step 5. Make a microplan. For the fixable stuff, write 1 tiny action you'll take tomorrow. For the rest, write not my job right now and close the notebook. Here's the magic once it's written down. Your brain can finally clock out. Dad stopped dragging those thoughts into bedtime. He slept better. He smiled more. And when he was with us, he was actually with us, not stuck in worst-case scenario land. So here's my heartfelt challenge for you. If you've been carrying that heavy backpack of burnout, sleepless nights, and constant what-ifs, try this for just 7 days. Then come back and tell us what changed your story might be the one that gives someone else hope. And if you're in that place right now, tired, drained, but still pushing through, do me one small favor. Type yes in the comments if you're feeling it too, or no if you're in a good place right now. Not just for me, but so everyone scrolling through will see they're not fighting this battle alone. After Dad started scheduling his worries, things definitely got better. But here's the thing. Anxiety's like a bad neighbor. Just when you think they've moved out, boom, they're back, banging on the walls. For him, it would sneak up at work. One day, a new guy stacked pallets in the wrong aisle. Orders got scrambled. Everyone's running around like headless chickens. And to make it worse, a box worth thousands looked like it had just vanished into thin air. Now, deep down, Dad knew the inventory system could help find it. But try telling that to his body, his chest got tight like someone cinched a belt around it. His heart was pounding out of his chest, sweat dripping down his back, and his head foggy as a windshield in winter. He's trying to bark out orders, but the words aren't coming out right, and the harder he tried to push through it, the worse it got, like sinking in quicksand. Then came the turning point. A week later, the same kind of chaos. Another delayed shipment, everyone buzzing around. He felt that panic wave rolling in, but this time, he stepped away to a quiet corner between 2 racks and tried something he'd read in a sports maggie. Here's exactly what he did. Took one slow, deep breath in through his nose. Added a second quick sniff at the top like topping off a glass of water. Blew the air out slowly through his mouth for 10 seconds. Like trying to fog up a mirror across the room. Kept his tongue resting on the roof of his mouth to guide the airflow. Did it 5 to 8 times, eyes closed. focusing just on the breath. By the third breath, his shoulders started dropping. By the fifth, his heart had stopped trying to beat its way out of his chest. 2 minutes later, he could think straight. All right, check ISIL 12. Have James rescan the shipment. The results. First week. Episodes that used to hijack 30 to 40 minutes were gone in under 5. Second week. He could catch the panic earlier before it hit full speed. Third week. He wasn't scared of the next meltdown anymore. Now, he always tells me, you can't always stop your mind from running wild, but you can teach your body to stand its ground. And honestly, if a warehouse manager in the middle of total chaos can hit the brakes on his body in 2 minutes flat, so can you. Next time you feel that freight train coming, try this. You might be surprised how fast your body says, "We're good." Running on empty. For years, Dad was living like a lot of folks I know, running on fumes. He'd grab whatever food was around, live off coffee refills, and sleep wherever he happened to crash. By mid-afternoon, he'd be jittery, foggy, and one wrong move from snapping at someone who misplaced a pallet. The light bulb moment. One night, sitting at the kitchen table with a cup of coffee gone cold, he sighed and said, "I can't live like I'm in a war zone and expect peace." That hit me, and it hit him even harder. He realized the problem wasn't just in his head. It was his lifestyle, the way he was fueling his body, the way he was sleeping. It was all keeping him in fight or flight mode. And that's when he decided to boil it down to one rule: safe for my body, simple for my day, enough for my peace. Putting the rule to work. Now, here's where it got real. Dad didn't flip his life upside down overnight. He just made a few changes. He could stick with the kind you can do, whether you're at home or on a job site. Breakfast. Instead of skipping it or just downing coffee, he started making a quick whole grain sandwich. 2 slices of bread, 2 eggs, lettuce, tomato, and a cup of milk. That's protein and steady carbs right out of the gate. Keeps energy even and mood steady. Lunch safe and simple. He packed a rice box, 6 Oz lean beef stir-fried with onions and peppers, bok choy with garlic, plus cucumber or cherry tomatoes. He cooled the food before packing it, used an insulated bag with 2 cold packs, and kept fresh veggies separate to avoid sogginess. It stayed fresh, safe, and satisfying. No more vending machine emergencies. Dinner enough. At home, he kept it easy: chicken breast, a bowl of rice, and a light veggie soup. It filled him up without feeling heavy, and the routine made evenings calmer. Small tweaks, big payoff. He cut caffeine after lunch. No more 3 p.m. energy drinks. Swapped late-night screen time for winding down in a quiet room. Week 1 felt weird, like taking your foot off the gas on a hill. By week 2, the afternoon crash was gone. By week 3, he was sleeping through the night and waking up clear. And in the warehouse, when mistakes happened, he wasn't blowing up. He was fixing them. Why it works. Living on caffeine. Chaos. And just one more thing is like trying to patch a leaky roof in a hurricane. You don't need to rebuild the whole house. You just need to stop the storm long enough to make real fixes. Real meals. Real sleep. Less noise. That's the pit stop your body needs so you can actually finish the race. Changing his daily habits gave Dad more fuel in the tank. But here's what he figured out. Even when you're eating better, sleeping better, and dialing down the stress, some days you still hit a wall. And when you slam into that wall, trying to power through is like stepping on the gas. When you're already out of gas, all you do is burn the engine. The Saturday I walked in on him. One Saturday, I stopped by the warehouse. Most of the lights were off. In his office, he was just sitting there. No phone in hand. No coffee. Just staring at the floor like he was watching paint dry. I asked, "Dad, what's going on?" He let out a slow breath and said, "I thought if I sat here long enough, the energy would come back. But it hasn't. And now I feel worse. When push through backfires, my dad's whole life, the answer to feeling tired was to grit his teeth and get it done. But that day, he wasn't just tired. He was running on fumes. No focus, no spark. Every little task felt like moving bricks uphill. He could have forced it, stayed just to say he was there, but he knew deep down, if I keep going like this, I'll do more damage than good. The unthinkable for him. So, for the first time in years, he did something totally out of character. Picked up the phone, called out, took actual, honest-to-God time off, not resting at home while answering emails, not half a day off but still on call, a full stop, sleep in, eat at home, take walks with no destination. Why he stepped away. Later, he told me, I realized I wasn't working. I was just sitting there filling a chair. And that's not the same thing. That one hit me. How many times do we drag ourselves in, thinking we're being responsible, when all we're really doing is showing up in body, not in mind? The working class dilemma. For folks in the middle class, PTO isn't a bottomless well. Bills don't stop. The to-do list keeps growing. Taking a day off can feel like letting the team down. But here's the thing. A burned-out worker slows the crew down more than an absent one. And one day of real rest can save you from a week of half-baked work. His rule now, when that bone-deep fatigue shows up, Dad runs a quick self-check. Am I just in a funk or truly tapped out? If he's not sure, he does the 5-minute test. Answer one email, tighten one bolt. If the spark comes back, great. If it doesn't, he clocks out without guilt. You wouldn't keep driving cross-country on an empty tank. He says, pulling over to refuel isn't wasting time. It's the only way you're getting there. Your turn. When was the last time you kept grinding, knowing you were empty? Rest isn't quitting. It's maintenance. It's smart. Next time you feel yourself stalling out, don't just sit there hoping the engine magically roars back to life. Pull over, top off your tank, then get back on the road ready to roll. Once Dad learned not to floor it on an empty tank, something clicked. He started seeing that anxiety didn't always kick the door in with a panic attack. Sometimes it snuck in wearing camouflage, a headache out of nowhere, a jaw so tight it could crack a walnut, or waking up feeling like he'd been running sprints in his sleep. For years, he brushed it off. Call it just tired or getting older. But after that night in the warehouse, he realized those weren't random, they were warning shots from his own body. Little flares saying, hey, you're heading for trouble. His DIY check engine light, so he built himself a system every morning. Before he so much as touched a wrench or opened an email, he'd grab a yellow legal pad. At the top, he'd write, how's the engine today? Then he'd check a few things. Did I wake up rested? Any tightness in my chest, neck, or jaw? Do I feel like I'm already behind, even if the day just started? If he hit more than 2 yes answers, that was a low fuel day. And on low fuel days, he made a promise. I'm not running full throttle. That didn't mean hiding under the covers. It meant trimming the to-do list, taking more pit stops, and saying not today to stuff that could wait. The day it proved itself. One Monday morning, 3 warning lights popped on. Stiff neck, lousy sleep, heart pounding for no reason. Old Dad would have muscled through white-knuckle grip. Head down, hope for the best. But this time, he downshifted, passed the heavy lifting to someone else, stepped outside twice just to breathe. Sure enough, mid-shift shipment came in short. Before, he would have blown a gasket. That day, he stayed steady, traced the problem, and found it was the supplier's mix-up. No shouting match. No regrets. Why it changed everything. He told me, anxiety used to sucker punch me. Now, I see it walking toward me from across the parking lot. That's the power of catching the buildup before it boils over. You're not waiting for the crash. You're steering around it. How you can steal this trick. Write down 3 to 5 tells your body when stress is creeping in. Check them every morning, not to judge yourself, just to notice when you're running low, downshift. A slow day costs less than a breakdown. Like Dad says, you don't wait for the engine to seize on the freeway. You watch the gauges, listen for the rattle, and pull over before the smoke starts. I just do that now with myself. The storm isn't going away, but you can learn to walk through it. Life isn't a movie where the music swells and the rain stops just as you figure things out. It's more like driving through a storm at night wipers going, headlights barely cutting through, wondering if the road ever straightens out. Most people think the trick is to wait for clear skies. But here's the thing, no one tells you. The storm's not leaving, and that's okay, because you can still learn how to steer, how to keep your hands steady, and how to get home in one piece. Those 5 shifts I shared, they're not magic spells. They're more like tools in your glove box. They won't change the weather, but they'll change the way you travel through it. And here's my challenge for you. Pick just one. Try it for a week. Watch what changes in your sleep, in your mood, in how you show up for the people you care about. Then come back here and tell us what happened. Because your story might be the map someone else needs when they're lost in their own storm. If this hit you in the gut, if it felt like I was talking straight to the part of you that's been white-knuckling it through life, stick around. Hit subscribe to The Truth MD, where we keep it real, raw, and human, not because life's going to slow down for you, but because you deserve to feel steady, even when the wind's trying to knock you over.